Very good.
Couldn't they practice with sticks or something? I'm not sure I'm equipped to reattach arms or legs or heads.
The Great Doc not up to a real challenge? Thought your skills were second to none.
I never said I wasn't skilled, just that I'm not equipped. Yeah, for that. Reattaching limbs.
It's a poor workman who blames his tools. Master, is something wrong?
I saw a planet. Far away, remote. And an island city. Rishi? No, I didn't.
Wasn't me. I've never heard of the place.
A glitch? Sabotage?
Confirmation. We need to travel to Rishi right away.
There is no emotion.
There is peace. There is no ignorance. There is knowledge.
Hey, sorry to intrude, but we have a situation.
That's all right, Felix. What's going on?
The Navicomputer. Someone's tampered with it. Added a whole bunch of data about a planet called Rishi.
Nothing on Rishi but pirates and gun runners. Slicing our computer would be out of their league.
Show me. Master, what is it?
A vision. This planet, Rishi. We must go there immediately.
$48, $49, $50. Just 50 more to go, soldier.
Formation of scar tissue was accelerated successfully. However, increased dye-lymph levels can also be observed, increasing risk of parasitic infections such as brainworm rot.
Yoon, what's our computer status? Squad, we've got a situation. Yoon found evidence of tampering in our navigation system. Someone added a planet. Rishi. Anyone else notice anything odd?
Rishi? I keep getting messages from guys I've served with, all saying they're retiring there. Seems like a few too many for coincidence. Maybe more tampering.
My research logs consistently enter the word Rishi in place of other planet names when I'm making entries. I submitted a 592K about it a week ago.
Someone's trying to point us at Rishi. Opinions?
Bypassing all of our computer security protocols would require exceptional intelligence. Such a person couldn't have believed we wouldn't notice.
Well, then they went to a lot of trouble to get our attention. Someone must want us there pretty bad.
Let's find out who. Prep your gear. I'm setting course for Rishi.
blast. Come on, how many hands is that?
Do they play sabacc differently in your hometown? Maybe the numbers on this deck go a little too high.
Better ways to spend my time.
Since the game's winding down, think I could borrow you for a minute? I think someone's tampered with the Navicomputer.
Tampered with it? How?
I couldn't begin to guess. Every time I put in a course, it replots it to a planet at the very edge of the Outer Rim. Rishi.
Rishi? The pirate hideout?
So I've heard. It's not that we couldn't make some credits in that type of setting, but I prefer to have a choice in the matter.
Can we fix the thing?
Already done. But someone wants us on that planet. Some kind of subtle job offer?
Or a trap?
Either way, sounds like more fun than another hand of sabacc. Let's find out what Rishi has in store.
Hello? You're from the Red Hulls, aren't you? Welcome to Raiders Cove! Nothing but fellow pirates here. You and your crew don't have to kill or maim or eat anyone. Right?
Kill or... what? Eat people? What are you talking about?
It's what you do. Everyone knows. And it's no big deal. I'm sure those people your crew ate on Talaran had it coming. But we're all friends here, right? No need for any massacres or cannibalism here.
Whoa. Take it easy, friend. Is this the face of some brutal killer or person eater? I am a captain, but the rest you got wrong.
You don't have to hide. Everyone's heard of you, and no one is disgusted or terrified of what they've heard. Not at all. Except Goro, I guess. He's been saying you'd show up and that he'd love to take you on, but he doesn't speak for the rest of us.
Where can I find this Goro person?
The cantina? Probably. He hangs out there a lot. They serve good food there. No need to eat anyone.
Wa kiku bakili. Kusa malachikuta, ikosa mose alatuta.
You must be Goro.
Pampaula kavaji oto.
Easy, Goro. I just cleaned up after your last brawl. Don't do this to me again.
Kafsta undile, Gio Holalukuta.
Who told you that I'm the captain of the Red Hulls?
Makipuna mali tuta o Mishka.
I can see where this is headed.
This is the worst mess yet. You're not gonna eat him, are you? That's the last thing I need people hearing about my place.
Please, listen to me. I am not a cannibal. I am not a pirate. I just came for information. I didn't want any of this to happen.
Yeah, well, Goro did. When he saw a chance for blood, he always went for it. No talking him down.
Do you know who told Goro about me?
Kai Zyken. He's an idiot that runs one of the crews here in town. Goro had just come from one of Zyken's sabak games when he started talking you up. Had to be him. I don't let Zyken or his goons into my place. You'll have to find them out in town somewhere. And watch out for Goro's brother. He's a handful.
Kai Zyken?
Huh? No speak basic. Ni wanna wonga? Neither did Goro, apparently. This is not my day. Hello! Yes, I am indeed Kai Zyken. Though there are probably lots of people with that name. Just saying.
You know why I've come. Nobody messes with the Red Hulls.
Of course! A debt's a debt. And my word is my vow. You don't really need those credits now, do you? As in, now?
I want what I'm owed, Zyken. I'm not leaving without my credits.
See, the problem with me paying you is that I can't. Tell you what, instead of credits, how about I tell you who warned me that you were coming? That's gotta be worth something, right? So you can go after whoever sold you out, and I could stay in one piece?
Go on.
It was a message, so I saved it on my data pad. Yeah! Oh. Great! He put it in the lockbox! It's all yours! Anything else in there, too, you just help yourself.
Kai Zyken, greetings. I have important information for you. The Red Hulls may be the galaxy's most bloodthirsty and sadistic pirate crew, and they're heading towards Rishi. I'm sure you remember the debt that you owe the Red Hulls. Quite a few credits. Not something they're likely to forget. My droids are spreading word of their arrival. If you were to do the same, they might be too distracted to come after you. The choice is yours, of course.
Is it true that members of the Red Hulls actually eat their... Greetings, gentle being. Let me regale you with the tale of the dread Red Hulls and their monstrous, flesh-eating captain. Oh my! You are the monstrous, flesh-eating captain of the Red Hulls! What a singular pleasure to meet you!
Who programmed you to say these things about me?
I'd be happy to tell you. They're eager to meet you, after all. Big fans. You can find them at these coordinates. But do be careful. After your magnificent duel with Goro, there may be others out for revenge. Excuse me, you there? Have you heard of the dread Red Hulls and their monstrous flesh-eating captain?
Simiklo Kinduk. Apsua Spido. Simiklo Kinduk.
Goro started that fight. I never wanted to tangle with him.
Unvaru Karutaru. Maketi Momaru. Pulgar. Gora. Timon Stebodrar. Daugai. Taino to ubu savu. Taino to ubu shapu.
You shouldn't believe everything you hear. In fact, if you could tell people how I'm not a cold-blooded murderer, I'd appreciate it.
Hey there.
Theron? Lana? You're the ones behind all of this?
Guilty as charged. Sorry if we put you out, but we had to be cautious.
The Revenites have gone to increasingly severe lengths to hunt us down since we destroyed their operations on Rakata Prime.
We had to get you here to help us without leaving a trail. Sorry we couldn't be more direct.
I'm sure you wouldn't have done all of this without a good reason. What have you found?
We need to go after the pirates that run things on Rishi, the Nova Blades. They butcher entire starship crews and enslave anyone on Rishi who stands up to them. And now we've learned that they're working with the Revenites.
The Nova Blades are being sent to attack trade lanes in very specific areas. They've gradually remapped quite a bit of stellar traffic. It's all very strange.
We may not know the Revenites' exact plan, but the pirates will.
Exactly. We need to shake the Nova Blades down, find out what they know. Their computers could tell us everything, but a direct attack on the Blades' base now might make the Revenites suspicious. We need to hide our real motives.
So that's why you told everyone I'm a pirate. When I attack them, it will look like a fight between gangs instead of a targeted move.
Exactly. Now, before we send you for the main event, we should hit a few other Nova Blade holdings to solidify the cover story.
The Blades have a supply cache hidden nearby. Once the Red Holes have destroyed it, word should spread quickly. We have some mutual friends who are excited to help with the task. They'll meet you in the field to settle the details.
Jakaro and C2D4?
The very same.
While you're hitting the supply cache, we'll keep spreading the word about your grudge and see if we can find any other targets. Sound good?
I'll get out there right away.
Good luck.
Must you complain so loudly, Master? There could be ruthless pirates or hungry wildlife all around us, hearing us, smelling us.
You should watch out for cannibals, too. Apparently that's actually a problem around here.
Well, I think I'm safe on that account at least. Hopefully.
Theron and Lana said you'd have a plan.
You mean we don't have to go charging in face first this time? We're staying in the ship? Oh, thank you, Master, thank you. Oh, yes. Please make sure it's clear that this was the work of the Red Holes. We need to keep up appearances, after all.
Sure thing. You two ready?
It's like a war zone, Commodore. We're gonna lose everything if we don't airlift what's left to the slave camp.
We're not backing down just because some upstart crew thinks they got what it takes to break us. Buckle down, be a Nova Blade, and kill whoever's messing with us.
But Commodore Margok...
Go tell the Commodore and the rest of the Blades that the Red Halls are in charge now.
Heard stories about you. Dropped Goro. Put a fright into that weasel Zykin. I took down a dozen contenders to get this post. I ain't even a little bit scared of you.
I was hoping you'd pick that one.
Theron, do you read me? The supply cache has been destroyed.
Nice work.
I believe one more assault on the Nova Blades holdings should be enough to solidify our pirate feud and disguise our true goal.
One of the Blades mentioned a slave camp. Do you know anything about it?
We do. You remember me saying that the Nova Blades basically run things around here? For the most part, they're pretty hands-off. But if someone stands up to them or fails to pay their fees to live here, the Blades grab them and ship them off to the slave camp.
The slaves are a substantial part of the Nova Blades' income, both through their labor in hazardous mines and as merchandise for off-world slave traders. According to our information, the slaves are kept on a remote island under heavy guard. Do you think you can manage to free them?
You really aren't like other Sith, are you?
I like to think I'm my own woman.
Since we don't know the island's exact coordinates, your best bet is to stow away in one of the shipping containers the Nova Blades take out there. Once you reach the slave camp, you can catch them by surprise, break up the security, and free as many as possible.
All in a day's work for a noble Jedi, yes?
Jakaro, I have a pickup for you.
C2D4 here. We have your coordinates and are on our way.
Been mining Exonium for the blades every day for 2 years. All to pay off a lousy $3 grand I owed. And I ain't the only one.
You're free to do what you want now.
Yeah, and we had a talk about that. Even in this place, we hear stuff. About your gang, the way you've been making life ugly for the Blades. We want to be a part of that.
You want to work for me?
Hey, we're good at a whole lot of stuff. Tell you what, get in touch with a pal of mine in Raiders Cove, Harlow Ricks. Check in with Ricks from time to time, tell him what you want us to do, and we'll do it. Simple as that. You get nice and close to Margok. You give him one for me, alright?
I got the slaves off of the island.
We heard. Word of your raids is going around fast. Even the Revenites have heard about the Great Red Hulls.
We just intercepted this transmission from the Nova Blades headquarters.
This is ridiculous. How am I supposed to hold up our part of the deal if you won't give us any backup when we're in trouble?
Then perhaps we should seek other allies. I'm sure there are other crews on this planet who are capable of managing their own affairs.
Hey, we've done our share. You wanted the shipping lanes raided, we raided them. You wanted stragglers picked off from the big battles, we did it.
And your clumsiness cost us our Mandalorian allies.
Torch and her crew of old fossils, we're better off without them.
And I'm beginning to think we're better off without you. Deal with your own problems, if you want to prove otherwise.
Do you know anything about the Mandalorians they mentioned?
I've heard people around town mention Torch, but I didn't realize she was tied to the Blades or the Revenites. Might be a good lead for later.
Right now, though, I think we should press our advantage against the Nova Blades.
Agreed. The Nova Blades are based out of an old crashed warship, the Aggressor. You've probably seen it off in the distance. You need to hit them hard. Make it look like the goal is to completely crush them, so nobody notices when we raid their computer cores for intel.
Jakaro is refueling his ship as we speak. While you approach the Aggressor, you can use your target designator to call for his assistance, just like before.
I'll contact you as soon as I reach the Aggressor. And then we can finally get the answers we need.
May the Force be with you.
Good work. You really are insane. Coming after us here? Should have stuck with picking on tourists in the Outer Rim.
I wouldn't have had to come here if you weren't too afraid to leave this old dump.
I have more important things to do than taking on every wannabe outlaw that lands on Rishi. The Nova Blades founded Raiders Cove. We've been here long before you, and we'll still be here long after.
I can get the doors open, but it looks like the Nova Blades have their own slicers on staff, so I can't get any real data.
I'll take care of them.
Good luck.
This is my ship. Think you could just walk on in and be left alive?
I'm in. There are dozens of comm logs in here, hundreds. Sent to people all over the galaxy. Coruscant, Dromund Kaas, Corellia. The names are all encoded, but breaking through that is only a matter of time. I'm gonna get started right away. Great work.
You should hurry back. Despite what we overheard earlier, the Revenites could show up at any moment to try and help their allies. Besides, I think we've earned a bit of a celebration.
I'll be back in no time.
Perfect. Welcome back. You've achieved more in your short time here than we ever thought possible. You should be proud.
I think seeing that smile of yours is a much better achievement for the day.
Now you're just teasing me.
I also said we should stop for decorations on the way. Now the party's terrible, and it's our fault as much as theirs.
Hey, slicing the Nova Blade files is slow going, but I've already found more references to this Torch person that Margok and Revan were talking about. She definitely heads up a group of Mandalorians based here on Rishi. They were allied with the Revanites, but then broke ties, and not on good terms. If we can find Torch and get her talking, she might give us some good intel. Maybe even help us take the Revanites on.
I've fought my share of Mandalorians. It would be nice to have some on our side for a change.
Agreed. It looks like Torch and her crew control their own island not far from here. Think you could head over and see what she has to say?
I'll contact you once I've found Torch. Let me know as soon as you pull anything else out of the Nova Blade files.
You got it. Good luck.
Everything you just heard, it's important. Remember it. But it can wait a little while. There's something I want you to see.
Who's there?
Follow your feelings, and you'll find it.
Barsenthor, I'm glad to see you. Masters Bestros and Nostaral send their best. We miss your insight on the Jedi Council.
I miss the Council's debates, Grandmaster. But alas, Tython isn't where I'm needed.
I've heard rumors, but I can't guarantee this channel is secure, so I'd rather you safeguard your secrets. Just listen. The Jedi Council must do more than react to crises. We must see to the future of the Order and the Republic. What we've seen in war, the truths we've learned, will be our gift to later generations. And few Jedi have seen or learned more than you.
Our understanding of the Eshkar, the Emperor's children, even the shielding technique that defeated Tarek Morish, it could all be lost if we take no pains to preserve it. You want me to construct a holocron?
Yes. You've contributed to holocrons before, but we need a full archive of your history, your thoughts. A record to continue all your life, as you grow, learn, and change.
As you said, we have a duty to the future, and I feel the burden keenly. But I've had no opportunities to act. How do you suggest I proceed, Master Satele?
I've granted the request of Master Kutri Oa to seek you out. He is a prophet, and a master of the holocron's craft. He wishes to aid you in the device's construction. He's come to Rishi believing the Force has willed it. You might be flattered.
Where is he?
I'll send coordinates. You have much to offer our successors, and much to learn. Do what you must, and may the Force be with you.
Major, I understand Havoc is engaged on Rishi without official orders.
General Garza, it's complicated, sir.
I don't need an explanation. I need you to place your mission on hold and rendezvous near the spaceport. Something's come up. I'll brief you in person.
With due respect, sir, I've uncovered evidence of a conspiracy inside Republic ranks. Until that's dealt with, it might be safer for us to keep our distance from one another.
I know what you're suggesting, Major, and I don't like it. I am still your commanding officer, and I am ordering you to these coordinates. Anything else we'll need to discuss in person. The signal is encrypted, but if we talk longer, it will be tracked. Garza out.
Well, if it isn't the Voidhound herself.
You know there's a Republic representative to Port Nowhere now? It's almost like you cleaned up the place.
Beryl Thorne. How long's it been? Since Quesh?
Let's not talk about Quesh. I still have a rash from the fumes. Look, I saw you were on Rishi and thought I'd run something past you. An opportunity's come up. How would you like to make a fortune together?
Been a while since I had an offer like that. You know I'm in.
Good. Because I'm out of crew, and this is a 2-person job, minimum. Swing by my ship and we'll talk. Barrel out.
Captain?
Beryl, so what have you been up to?
Got offered a privateer contract like you. Turned it down. Not my thing. But I was flying war supplies for a while. Then the Senate passed a bill saying persons with a criminal record can't fly war supplies. So it's been rough since then.
Where's your droid? Argo?
Lost him escaping Nar Shaddaa when the Hutt cartel infighting started. Like I said, it's been rough. What about you? Heard rumors you've been busy.
Somehow I've ended up a troubleshooter for the Chancellor and the SIS. After the Void Wolf, I was on Ilum, Makeb, Tython. They say the Republic would collapse without me.
You're good, but I think someone's feeding your ego. Anyway, on to business. You ever heard of Garblack the Hutt?
Rings a distant bell.
Former businessman, retired to a moon of Hofsko about a decade back. Pretty sedate taste for a Hutt, likes to avoid trouble. Now with the Cartel Republic alliance, he's terrified of being caught in the crossfire. So, he came up with a plan.
And what plan is that?
Garblack built a luxury dreadnought, and he's leaving known space on a 10-year pleasure cruise. Thinks the war will be over when he gets back.
The galaxy's a big place, and I've seen how Hutts define luxury. Might not be a bad trip.
You said it. Here's the thing, though. Even Garblack can't pay for his ship and supplies in cash. He's auctioning off seats. Thousands of them.
So, anyone with the money can escape the war with him.
The ticket prices are crazy. Half the galaxy wants out, but only kingpins and big shots can afford it. Think, Captain. How much would you pay to hang up those blasters and join a 10-year pleasure cruise?
Are you looking to get out? No more jobs, no more shootouts? Just a nice retirement plan?
Is that wrong? Hutts can be good conversationalists, and I'm tired of the fighting. You must be too.
What's your pitch, Beryl?
I've got a lead on 24 tickets stolen by pirates and stowed on Rishi. I can sell them for 10 times what they're worth. We steal the tickets, we split the profits, we can even keep a few ourselves.
You're a better crook than I gave you credit for. How come we haven't done this since Terrace?
You, Risha, law enforcement. The usual.
So where do we find the tickets?
That's the tricky part. These pirates have cargo stowed all over, and there's no way we can search it all. But I've sliced into their cargo droid registry. If you make it look like there's a raid on their property, blow things up.
Then they'll send a droid to make sure the tickets are safe.
Exactly. I'll tell you where the droid is heading, and you just grab the tickets first.
Blow things up, watch the droids, steal the tickets. Not a problem.
You forgot the last part. Get rich. Captain, did you get them?
Got 'em. 24 tickets to Garblack's luxury dreadnought.
That's our way out. No more running from Imp warships or Republic customs. Hey! Wait! Damn it!
Don't tell me those things are fake.
Oh, they're real. They're just designated for Deck 7, non-humanoids and ammonia breathers only. We can sell them no problem, but we're not going anywhere.
I know you wanted to get out, find somewhere safe. You probably deserve that pleasure cruise. But you'll be okay.
You're one to talk. You could have gotten out ages ago if you wanted. You've lost more credits than I'll ever earn. I'm sorry, tell me something. Why are you still here? Why keep fighting?
The truth? I like the fight. I like doing and seeing things no one's seen or done before. I like not knowing if I'll make it through the day. It's not for everyone, but I wouldn't give it up.
So, basically you're a crazy person.
I've been called worse.
Thanks. For being honest. Anyway, we can always rely on money. Something to remember next scheme.
It's not a way out, but if you want more than money, I know plenty of people who could use a smart captain and a fast ship. Doesn't have to be privateer work. The Supreme Chancellor owes me a few favors.
Are you trying to make a hero out of me?
Just trying to get you out of my hair.
I'm not desperate for work, but for the right kind of job, yeah. Alright, you got a deal.
Now about those tickets.
I'll keep my end of the bargain and you'll get your cut. Plenty of rich huts in Arcona out there. Too bad the only people who can afford tickets don't really need them. The ones who've already got gangs and armies for protection.
There are non-humanoids and ammonia breathers out there who could use an escape. Folks hit hard by the conflict.
Yes, there are.
Ortolans, watching their home on Hoth turn into a battleground. Refugees on Nar Shaddaa.
I think I can find a few dozen worthy candidates. But we're not getting rich today.
Never figured we were.
Me neither. I'm glad. I should get going. If I'm really going to start working for the Republic, I've got a few messes to clean up first.
I know the drill. I'll see you around, Beryl Thorn.
Take care of yourself, Captain. And get back to saving the galaxy. For all of us who are stuck here.
Major, perimeter report.
We're clear, sir. No enemy contact or surveillance.
Good. What's the status of Havoc Squad?
All troops equipped and combat ready.
I'm counting on that. But you haven't disappointed me yet. I apologize for interrupting your operation. I don't doubt your objectives.
You say jump and we say how high. No need to apologize, General.
It's good having you here, Major. There's a story I need to tell you. It involves a Republic Special Forces team named Eclipse Squad.
Go on.
It started with the Rackham campaign. Your victory on Corellia was tremendous, and it's why I've been out of contact. After what happened, the Supreme Commander wanted you on top priority, frontline missions only. You were too valuable and too recognizable for covert Spec Force work.
What does any of that have to do with the Eclipse Squad you mentioned?
Everything, if you'll bother to listen. Do not misunderstand. I was proud to see you and Havoc outgrow me. Still, Spec Force needed a covert team and no one could match your track record. I had to build a replacement. I tried every combination of species and technology, but couldn't hit the right formula. Not until your operation on Manon.
That operation was a secret.
I have sources, Major. I sent a salvage team after you, and we dredged up the Revenites' Rakata technology.
You rebuilt that tech and applied it to a Spec Force team. That's what Eclipse Squad is.
Very good. We took 6 volunteers and made them better soldiers. They were extraordinary, at first.
Until it went wrong.
There were psychological effects. The team became paranoid. We thought it could be controlled. Then a fight broke out at Fort Clamarque. The fort was destroyed and 200 Republic soldiers killed. Eclipse went dark, and I've been tracking them ever since.
So they're a rogue Spec Force team. Why are they doing this? Why come to Rishi of all places?
Eclipse is sick, Major. They believe they're serving the Republic. I think they're here investigating the Revenites, but they see everyone as the enemy. Havoc is still the superior unit. Together, we have to find them and stop them.
I'll need all the intel you can provide and a way to locate Eclipse. They won't make it off Rishi.
The Eclipse Squad members haven't deactivated their comm units. We can locate them within 2 clicks that way. Once you're close, jam their comms using the nearest relay station. They'll come hunting you.
You sure that'll work?
It's how they were trained. This isn't a mission either of us wanted, Major, but it needs to be done. I'll be on your link until it's over.
Understood, sir.
Good hunting.
Eclipse Squad has been neutralized, but you know that.
Yes, Major. Thank you for cleaning up my mess. They deserved better, but so do you.
You needed a covert ops team and you took a risk. If it had worked out, who knows what Eclipse could have done. You and I both know playing it safe gets people killed too.
You and I know that, but not everyone does. I can't cover this one up. Not like Ando Prime or Commander Tavis's defection. The Senate won't ignore the incident at Fort Clamarque. Eclipse Squad killed 200 innocent people. The politicians will pounce. My Spec Force career is over.
What if there were a way to deflect some of the blame?
Eclipse Squad was my team. There's no question what they did at Fort Clamarque.
But who knows why they did it? especially since they came to Rishi afterward. A planet full of Revenites.
You want to claim that Eclipse Squad was part of the cult?
Like you said, Havoc's got prestige these days. If I report that Eclipse turned Revenite, the Senate will believe it.
It could be enough. I'd still be out of Spec Force. 2 squads of defectors is one too many. But I have some pull with the SIS director. I'd have to adjust to a new office, say goodbye to the uniform, but I'd be back to running ops within a year.
Those spies are in for a shock. They could use a little Spec Force training.
Too bad there's only one Havoc and one Havoc commander. It's been a long flight to Rishi, and I do need to get back to Coruscant. It could be some time before we meet again.
I understand. I've got my own mission to handle here.
Then get the job done. I meant what I said before. You've outgrown me, and I am proud. It's been an honor serving with you.
General.
For the last time as your commander, dismissed.
Ah, Boss Centaur. You know how long I've been meaning to find you. Kept hoping we'd do this on Tython. But when the Force gets pushy, says be on Rishi in 3 days, you'll know why. Well, I make an extra effort, and here you are.
You're Master Oa?
That I am. Here to help build your holocron. Can't disappoint Lara Cordan when she's trying to form the new Rift Alliance. Oh, or the first of the Escaneo savants a century or so from now. He'll need good advice.
If the future demands my holocron, then far be it from me to get in the way.
I like you, Boss Centaur. Shall we get to work, then?
What do we do?
There are some nuances. It's not just a recorded message. It's an interactive program, a reflection of your mind. A holocron can speak, answer questions. It can't think, but it will have the knowledge and memories you provide.
On Tython, I worked with our ancestors teaching holograms. On Coruscant, I recovered the Noeticons, which contained recordings of multiple Jedi.
The Noeticons! Fabulous devices. You understand, then. First thing is to scan your brain, establish a baseline. For that, we need you at a very particular level of consciousness. On Tython, you'd use a meditation chamber to achieve a Sushir state of serenity. But every culture has similar rituals. We'll make do with what Rishi provides.
The Rishi people must have traditions for reaching higher states of consciousness. What do we know of them?
I did some reading. There's a Rishi shamanic blessing similar to the one used by the Jawas of Tatooine. I'll walk you through it. It starts with the gathering of Kishu reeds. Wear gloves if you don't want scars.
Anything else?
The Sushir state attunes your mind to the Force. That could mean dreams, visions of the past and future. Embrace them. I'll take you through each step on the comm, but best you make this journey alone. When you're finished, we'll begin construction. Our Centaur, the equipment is ready. Try to relax during the brain scan. The crystal matrix is developing, but it has to anchor itself on your experiences and knowledge. I'll ask you questions as the Force guides me. The holocron will record your answers.
Ask your questions, Master Oa.
The Republic may not fall tomorrow, but in 1,000 futures it falls eventually, one way or another. I see a half-trained Jedi in the forests of Sarkai, where your apprentice bore your holocron after your death. The half-trained Jedi wants weapons to fight those who destroyed the Republic. She wants vengeance. What answer do you give?
I have no desire to show people how to kill. Let me teach her how to heal the galaxy, not cause more bloodshed.
It's a difficult path for her, but she walks it well in the end. She teaches others. She learns her enemies aren't her enemies. In another time, I see a Sith find your holocron. He loathes you. Your soldier died to defeat his great-grandsire. He seeks to learn what made you strong, walk your path on the now ruined world of Tython. Will you guide him?
I'll show him my path in all its peril. If he survives, he'll emerge stronger. We gain enlightenment through fire.
He does walk your path, and he does survive. He's not Sith by the end. He spreads your ways to the galaxy. You already have many titles. Jedi Master, Barcentaur, Herald. You could bear others. Seneschal, Hierophant of the Jal Shay, Betrayer of Balmora. Which will you choose as your legacy? When your holocron is activated, how will it name itself?
I'm not my titles. I'm a person, nothing more or less, and my real name will do.
Then we're done. You've got yourself a holocron. Now all you need to do is spend your life filling it. I don't know where your next fight is, my friend. I don't know if any of us will make it through the year. But if I outlast you, I promise to protect what we built today, if I can.
You've done me a great kindness. It's good to know that whatever happens, I'll leave behind something of value.
It's my privilege to serve a council member. May the Force be with you.
And you.
I grew up here, you know. And I mean here, this house, not just Rishi. Of course, I was young when the Jedi found me. Don't remember much more than the walls, a blanket and a few friendly faces.
Master Orgus.
But it seemed as good a place as any to visit one last time. Hello, Padawan. Got time for a final lesson from an old friend?
It's good to see you, Master. Any lesson you have to share, you know I'll listen.
Whether you'll act on it is something else, It's good to see you, too. Since you set out to defeat the Emperor, you've been fighting almost non-stop. You've been waist-deep in dirt and fear and blood. Since the Emperor's fall, the war's only gotten uglier. And there are dark times coming, for the galaxy and for you.
You've sensed what's to come?
Just a little. And I'm worried you'll forget why you're fighting. Defending the Republic, vanquishing the Sith, those are tools a Jedi uses in the service of life, of people, not ends unto themselves.
Every day I face pain. I inflict suffering out of necessity on those we call the enemy. It eats at you.
That's the nature of war. I went through it too. I want to help you reconnect. We're going to take a little time, help the people of Rishi. Folks eking out a living, good and bad, living in fear of guns and pirates. You're going to make their lives better, as only you can. You're going to feel why you're a Jedi.
I can think of no better way to spend my time here. Where do we begin?
There are a lot of people without homes on Rishi. Those people are catching Tamaman fever. On Corellia, they cure it for free. Here, no one much cares. No one but you. Your doc can treat a person in minutes. You've got a ship packed with food and medicine.
I understand.
Yes, you do. No Sith Lords, no ancient evils this time. Just doing a bit of good.
Master Orgus?
You know, when I died, strange to say that, it wasn't my victories that gave me comfort. It was all their faces, the people I'd helped, the people I'd served, made the pain forgettable. Suppose you last long enough to see the war end. How will you live? How will you find comfort when your time finally comes?
When the war ends, I hope to be rid of my lightsaber forever. I want a quiet life. Maybe on a farm or cooking street food on Coruscant.
Sometimes the Force leads us to simplicity. I hope you find what you want. What we did today, I lied a bit. It wasn't just about helping Rishi or reminding you why you fight. It was about healing an old scar you've almost forgotten. One that still aches inside you.
The Emperor.
You were under his control. His darkness soaked through to your spirit. When we freed you, you pushed the memories of his training down deep. I can bring those memories back. You're strong enough to handle them. Let the light cure them and make you whole.
I stood against the Emperor on Droman Kaas. I don't fear him in my memories.
Nor should you. Fear only leads to hate. Today on Rishi, you felt love.
I am whole.
Then it's my time to go.
Thank you, Master Orgus, for all you've done for me. May it bring you peace.
It already has. You won't see me again, Padawan, but you won't have to. You won't be alone in the dark days to come. The Force will be with you always.
Cercado. Saas kalendo neki. Urgonin er kultugu. Evestop ni az igile parnat affeden sette.
Approaching Torches Island.
You're the one they call Torch.
Shay Visla. That little nickname the locals came up with. Hell if I know why.
You recently had a falling out with the Revenites and the Nova Blades. I could use your help.
I'm sure you could, Jedi. Tell you what, instead of whatever grand gesture of cooperation you thought might happen here, why don't we try something a little different? Been a while since I had a decent challenge. I'm taking this opportunity to show my clan how it's done. Not bad. Not bad at all. Been a while since someone's given me a fight like that. You should be proud.
I can see how you earned your reputation.
Likewise. And speaking of earning things, I'd say you've earned a bit of intel for that performance. You were asking about the Revenites, right? We were the ones who hooked them up with the Nova Blades. Even helped them win a scrap or two. Once they started the secret manipulating all-out war nonsense, I pulled us out. I've had my fill of war.
Did the Revenites tell you anything else about their plans?
Afraid not. I do know they've got a whole fleet of warships tucked away somewhere on this planet. Never gave me any real details or coordinates, but they're here. If you want to find them and smash them up, more power to you. I liked this place a lot better before they showed up.
Want to hand over a ride to replace the one you shot down?
Plenty of speeders around this place. Take whichever you want. Let's get you patched up, Vode. I've been going too easy on you.
We can't afford to be so reckless, Jakaro. Losing Theron is bad enough. What if we lost you too?
Now, everyone, stay calm. Queen Lena of Onderon once faced a similar predicament, and her solution was quite creative.
Shut up, droid!
What's going on? Where's Theron?
He was captured. The Novablades data listed a Revanite safe house here in town, and when we tried to investigate... Theron is the only one the Revanites saw. They may not know about the rest of us. If so, we need to maintain that advantage.
You made a tough call, but I think it was probably the right one.
I really think you're all much too worried. They took him alive. That's a good sign. They're probably just torturing him a bit. Maybe doing some interrogation, where he could tell them about us. Oh no.
That won't be an issue. Theron has several discrete implants to help him ignore pain and chemical manipulation.
A powerful Force user may still be able to learn what he knows.
I've never been able to... Yes, I've tried. I'm sure it's no surprise. Theron's mind is highly ordered, very resolute, probably due to his childhood training by the Jedi. He'll keep our secrets, and we will rescue him. But right now, we need to focus and think it all through, just like he would.
You're right. We need to stick to the mission. When we find the Revanites, we'll find Theron.
Precisely. If we're fortunate, he may even learn a bit about their plans. Now, what did you learn from the Mandalorians?
Revan has a hidden fleet here on Rishi. He's preparing for some kind of battle.
A hidden fleet. Pirates altering shipping lanes. That's it. They aren't just affecting the shipping lanes, they're also changing Imperial and Republic patrol paths.
Revan is trying to draw them into a battle.
Here, over Rishi. With his own ships in the mix, both fleets could be devastated.
That must be his goal. Weakening both sides so that he can make his own play.
We have to find some way to interfere.
I know where to find them. After they caught Theron, I intercepted their transmissions. After that, triangulating their base was a simple calculation. I completed it almost 87 seconds ago. They're on a small island not far from here. The native Rishi have a trading village on the same island. I'm sure they'd give us comfortable lodging.
Then let's go.
We need to clean up any trail we might have left here. You go on, we'll meet you shortly.
Oh, I used to love cleaning.
Greetings. We watched you fighting on the beach. The other off-worlders were very unkind. We are much friendlier. Have you come to trade? Do you need lodgings? Outsiders are always welcome here.
Thank you for the warm welcome. I'm surprised you're so open to outsiders.
We love outsiders. You all have such interesting things to say. An entirely new off-worlder. We've never encountered your language. Please, speak more.
Oh, there's no need for that, I assure you. I can speak quite well for both of us. Allow me to introduce...
The second head speaks too. I assumed it was decorative. How fascinating.
You mentioned the other off-worlders earlier. The ones who attacked me. What do you know about them?
We don't know much. I'm afraid they usually avoid us. It seems a little rude, but we know that our ways are different. They have some camps on the island. They wear different colors, dark in one, light in the other, but they all work together, like you.
Revanites. Some from the Republic, some from the Empire.
I think you're right. I'm still going over the data Theron decoded from the Novablades. Go to those camps and interfere any way you can.
It may still be possible to turn them away from Revan's teachings. If so, I'll find a way.
Whatever works, just don't take too long.
Alright, you're here. You got us. What's it gonna be, Jedi? Did you come to spout your narrow-minded drivel? Or do you have something more permanent in mind?
If you didn't want to hear my drivel, you'd have opened fire already. You want to talk this through.
We don't have anything to talk about. We've sworn to overthrow the governments who've kept the galaxy divided for so long. To end this war. How can you possibly justify standing in our way?
You're betraying the Republic, causing thousands of deaths, all on the word of a single madman.
Revan sees through the lies. He knows how to save the galaxy.
From what? War? Revan's been fighting this war for centuries. He's obsessed with it. The man you're following says he's going to save us all. But he's manipulating and killing quite a lot of us along the way. Will there be anyone left to save when he's done?
I don't know. What do you want from me? Huh? Why are you saying all of this?
I believe you want to do what's right. And if you go back to the Republic, you still can.
You're serious? Just like that, huh? After everything that's happened?
Why not?
This is crazy. Alright. I can't speak for everyone, but I'll give the Republic one last shot. We're with you, Cap. Thanks. For all this. And good luck.
With all of the security alerts, I was expecting more. Let's settle this, Jedi, before any more time is wasted with your pointless interruption.
Your friends in the Republic camp already tried to stop me. Every last one of them is dead now. Do you want that to happen here?
I think we know how to deal with problems a bit better than Milanek and his pitiful followers.
You're back. The Rishi told us about some disturbances in the camps.
I dealt with them both. Theron is being held in another Revanite stronghold nearby. Do we know anything about it?
The Valley facility. We just learned about it ourselves. The Rishi tell us there are quite a few starships hidden in the vicinity.
Revan's fleet.
Precisely. And according to the Nova Blade's data logs, his plan is moving swiftly. Fleets from the Empire and Republic are approaching as we speak. These aren't just small patrol groups. Both navies have gathered their most powerful warships. They're being overseen directly by Darth Marr and Satil Shan.
Critical leaders for a critical battle. Revan's deception has been very effective. What do we know about the Revanite facility?
It seems to be their primary operating center on Rishi. Heavy security with only one clear path of approach. You'll have to attack straight on if we're to have any hope of rescuing Theron and stopping this fleet battle.
Then that's what I'll do.
We'll assist you any way that we can. May the Force serve you well. And in. Theron's toys make all of this slicing much simpler than I'd imagined.
Can you find any hard data on his location?
Let's see. Here we are. Recorded interrogation sessions. Coordinates are included. I'll forward them along.
What about Revan?
No information either way. I'd advise caution.
Another pointless attack.
Where's Theron?
He and I have had some interesting conversations. My own flesh and blood, completely blind to the sacrifices I've made. I've struggled for centuries to preserve the galaxy, to protect future generations from the most destructive evil that's ever existed. How can none of you see this?
I will tear this place to the ground if I have to. Where is Theron?
Not far, it seems.
You're here. Come on, we have to go. Now.
Theron?
Escaped all on your own. I hoped I would have more time to make you see.
He's got a signal jammer that's blocking all Starship communications in the Rishi system. The fleets will come out of hyperspace practically on top of each other. No coordination, saboteurs in every crew. It'll be a massacre.
And at last, the board will be cleared of distractions.
Self-destruct sequence. Come on, we've got to go.
Look out!
Hello? Is everyone all right?
Lana, you shut down the self-destruct?
I'm beginning to get the hang of this slicing business.
I've created a monster.
You should hurry back. The Republic and Imperial fleets will be arriving very soon.
I'll return immediately.
I'll meet you there. Need to grab a few things on the way out. Attacking from the air is pointless. The anti-air defenses are much too thick.
I'm afraid of them, doesn't that count? What are our other options?
I think a surface attack is our only real shot at taking the jammer down.
Leave that to me.
Perfect. We'll arrange transportation for you.
You've got to move fast. The fleets are going to be dropping out of hyperspace any second now. The longer we take, the more we lose.
If the Imperials are the ones taking most of the damage, maybe we should let this play out.
I don't think we have any way to guarantee that. Better to face them on our own terms than Revan's. I need to finish slicing the last of these Nova Blade files. They have data on every ship with Revanite infiltrators aboard. As soon as the jamming clears, we'll have to broadcast everything we've got to convince the fleets to cease fire and lock up the Revanites and their crews. One last thing since Lana stepped out. Watch your back. I'm starting to think my little visit to the Revanites might have been her idea.
You think she's working for the Revanites?
No, but I don't think she's putting all her cards on the table either. Just stay alert, all right?
Don't worry about me. I never fell for that friendly Sith act in the first place.
I didn't think I had either. Good luck out there.
Don't know if you can read me, but I've arrived.
We read you. Sending out the files now.
Republic fleet, come in. Do you read me?
Flagship Dauntless here. Patching you through to the command deck.
This is Satil Shan. Do we have you to thank for shutting down that jammer?
That and a whole lot more.
There are traitors hiding on every ship in your fleet. The Imperial ships too. They're manipulating the battle from both sides.
I'm transmitting the traitors' names now. They're part of a
cult, the Order of Revan.
Revan? But he was killed.
Apparently it didn't take.
All ships cease fire. Open a channel to the Imperial Commander.
I've been listening. As ruses go, this is quite creative.
It's the truth. Round up the people from Theron's list and see for yourself.
And if you're correct, what do you propose?
A meeting, face-to-face, on neutral ground.
There's a town on the surface, Raiders Cove. We'll send coordinates for the meeting spot.
Very well.
I hope you know what you're doing.
Would anyone like some refreshments? We have several fine beverages available.
No, thank you. I'm fine.
All right. Off to a good start.
Master Satele, thank you for coming.
Of course.
The Revanite ships have all been scattered, captured, or destroyed. Their accomplices aboard our vessels are in chains. You found a threat and given us the means to root it out. Separately, what do we have to discuss?
Revan is still alive, my lord, and his plans don't stop here.
The Emperor's not dead. Revan thinks he can fix that, but he's wrong, isn't he?
No one person, not even Revan, can truly destroy the Emperor.
I struck the Emperor down myself. I saw him die.
You destroyed his body, even wounded his spirit perhaps more than anyone before you. But that was not enough. The Emperor's current state is nebulous, incorporeal. To strike at him, Revan will first have to return him to a physical form.
Which is exactly what the Emperor wants.
He will destroy Revan, then move on to the rest of us. In time, he will consume all life in the galaxy.
When he last tried, it was through a ritual that I stopped. How could he possibly repeat it now?
I would rather not give him the opportunity to show us.
We have to stop this. Intercept Revan before he can restore the Emperor's form.
The Emperor's hideaway is a secret, even to the Dark Council.
The fourth moon of Yavin. That's where we'll find Revan. He wanted me to join him there. Never said I couldn't bring a few friends.
According to our data, he still has extensive forces at his disposal. We would stand a better chance of overcoming them together.
No matter what evidence I present, I doubt the Supreme Chancellor will agree to any kind of alliance or truce.
Neither will the Dark Council, but my ships and the soldiers aboard them are loyal to me.
I can convince my troops to maintain a truce. They've seen Revan's threat firsthand.
Then we meet on Yavin 4.
Agreed.
Theron.
We can talk on the way to Yavin. I have some business to finish here.
Thank you for your help. All of you. This can't have been easy.
The conspiracy is finally exposed. We've been hiding our actions from our allies for so long, it's a relief to have everything in the open.
So we can talk about how you threw me to the wolves now?
I made a calculated strategic decision, and it worked, as we can all see now.
And if you had talked to me about it, I would have volunteered, but you didn't even give me a choice.
We couldn't risk the Revanites knowing that your capture was a ploy. You had to be in the dark for the plan to work.
Theron had a right to know the danger he was going into, Lana. You should never have hidden the truth from him. Or the rest of us.
The ends have clearly justified the means. Personal feelings are irrelevant next to that. I think it's time we moved on. Yavin is a long way from here.
Agreed. Let's get moving.
Lana, stay a moment. We should talk.
Of course.
Enjoy your trip to Yavin.
This is quite a mess I've made, isn't it? The wicked Sith can't be trusted. Just the sentiment we need right now.
It wasn't the right call. But you did it for the mission, not yourself. That's got to count for something.
I suppose. The moments we've shared, the connection between us, it's very important to me. I would never want to lose your trust. My strength flows from the passions I embrace, my service to the Empire, and you.
You're very important to me, Lana. Our time together has meant a lot.
But that won't matter in the long run, will it? This truce won't last forever. Even if we succeed, the war won't end. There's no future for us.
I'm not ready to give up, are you?
Not yet. But time is not our ally. We should hurry along.
My master wishes to report that the surrounding terrain is quite rugged. The Revenites are based in an ancient temple nearby. We found no usable supplies or shelter.
The other scouts gave similar reports. There has been some contact with Revenite patrols, but no heavy resistance as yet.
There's so much darkness here. It's difficult to get any sense of specifics in the environment.
The Emperor isn't the only Sith to have left his mark on this place.
We need better eyes on the region around us. Scouts can only patrol so far and brush this dense.
It is more than that. I sense their fear, their distrust. This world is mired in ancient hatreds, and we have brought more than our share already.
Was there a suggestion somewhere in all that?
The troops are too distracted by each other to keep a proper lookout. They're expecting to be stabbed in the back.
Then we'll set an extended perimeter past the outer guards and make it impartial. Sensor equipment doesn't pick sides.
I can take care of that.
Once our position is secure, we can focus on Revan.
Do we know any more about how Revan is intending to bring the Emperor back?
Everything about the Emperor is a mystery, even to the Dark Council. Speed is our only ally now.
We'll keep in touch while you're getting those sensors up.
Good luck.
I finished landing the sensors.
Good work. Before you come back to base, I think an extra modification is in order. With a few tweaks, we can set the sensors to forward us extra data on Imperial activities. They won't even know it's happening.
You want to spy on the Empire's forces?
I think recent events have taught us to keep an eye over our shoulder. We won't be doing anything to damage their capabilities, just staying informed on them.
You don't have to convince me. Just walk me through the modifications.
Alright, start with the internal communications processor. That should do it. I'll scrub our chat from the comm lab. You should get back to base. Theron out.
You sense it too. Not the ancient Sith, or the Emperor. Not Revan. Another presence. Different from the rest.
Yes, it is more like you.
Are you saying there's another Jedi somewhere near us?
No Jedi could survive here alone. It is a vestige at most.
You sell us a bit short, Mar, but in answer to your question, no. The presence isn't exactly that of a Jedi either. It's still very difficult to pinpoint.
Sensors are picking up something a bit more solid. Large structures, mixture of ancient and modern materials. Looks like they've been ransacked. Lots of debris.
Check for broadcasts in signal range 47.2.
What am I seeing here? It's encoded.
The facts behind a rumor. That signal range is used only by the Imperial Guard. The structure we've found must be their training facility.
Rumor? Are you telling us you never knew where the Imperial Guard came from?
The Emperor's inner circle guards its secrets carefully.
If the Guard has a facility here, they may have information on the Emperor's hiding place. That would lead us straight to Revan.
Agreed. As this concerns only Imperial interests, I will assemble a team of my own to investigate. Beniko, with me.
We can't sit back and watch. There's no telling what they might pull out of that facility. We can't just take their word for it.
Hurry. While Mar is gathering his team, make your way out of the camp and search the Imperial Guard base as quickly as possible.
We'll stall the imps as much as we can. Let's just hope this doesn't turn ugly.
Just don't get in over your heads. That's more my specialty.
We won't.
May the Force be with you.
Invaders! Interlopers! This world is off limits! He told us from the start, only the devoted, only the purest, his orders, his command!
Are you talking about the Emperor?
Do not speak of him! You are cattle, fodder for the greatness to come!
You were attacked by the followers of a man named Revan. Do you know where he's gone?
To the temple! And from there, the final steps are walked. We have failed, but so will he. Plans within plans, always. This too has been foreseen. All possibilities are witnessed and adjusted for.
What are you talking about?
The end is inevitable. All will be devoured to fuel his transcendence. All nations, all worlds, all species. You, me, Revan. None will survive. My death serves his will, as all do. We are the fuel. Our sacrifice ignites his blazing glory.
I see you've made a new friend.
This man is the only survivor of Revan's attack. We need to take him back to the camp for questioning.
Then we will. Return to the camp. We have much to discuss. This was an Imperial matter. Your Jedi had no place in it.
We're supposed to be working together. If the situations were reversed, wouldn't you have done the same thing?
You don't trust us.
We were concerned, and we acted. And we should have left this to you. Apologies.
You don't speak for them.
Kill each other now? Wait until later. It's all the same. It all fuels the flame.
Enough. I will wrench the information we need from this man. The rest can be settled later.
Interrogate him however you see fit.
I encourage you to observe. I have no need for secrets.
Allowing this torture makes us no better than Revan.
We can be better than Revan after he's dealt with.
I need to meditate on the path ahead. There must be a way forward without such sacrifices.
And at least a few of us had better check up on Mar and Lana.
Darth Mar's techniques are quite effective. I don't believe we'll have much longer to wait. I want you to know I advised against Mar's plan with the guard facility. We've come so far together. I'd hate to see that progress ruined by territoriality.
Are you worried about keeping the truce together? Or were you thinking more about the two of us?
Both, I suppose.
I thought the interrogation we faced on Manan was severe. Darth Mar made that little session seem like a picnic.
Let's find out what we're up against.
A device for mass ritual sacrifice? That's seriously what he called it?
Capable of killing every living thing on this moon as fuel for the Emperor's resurrection.
And housed within the very temple the Revanites are using as their base of operations.
So, we'll have to breach the temple and shut the weapon down before Revan can activate it.
Getting inside at all will be challenging enough.
The temple entrance has a locking system that can be overridden from the outside, provided we find the right mechanisms.
On it.
I certainly never thought we'd be killed by an ancient Sith murder machine.
We're fortunate to have run into each other.
Think I found the locks Ivan mentioned. You better get out there and take a look. We'll feed you info as we find it.
May the Force serve you well.
Good. You have opened the way.
Revan. How is this possible?
Through the Force, anything is possible. When the Emperor's followers struck me down, I learned to release my attachments.
Then who's wearing your mask and leading your followers?
I do not know, but I recognize much of myself in him. The darkness I left behind. He must be stopped. His fury will only strengthen the Emperor, not destroy him.
I'm sorry I wasn't there to fight with you. We might have been able to avoid all of this.
It's good that you didn't. I told myself that I was not altered by my centuries in the Emperor's grasp. But my actions were those of a madman, consumed by rage. I am glad to have left such evil behind. You must do what I could not.
You've done it. The way is opening.
I just spoke to Revan.
You what? He was there?
It was a spirit. He couldn't tell me who was wearing his mask, but he did confirm that trying to kill the Emperor wouldn't work.
The man who tortured me was an imposter? How could he know so much?
We can sort that out when we face him. For now, we need to focus on the weapon he has primed inside the temple.
You're right. We're only going to get one shot at this. Once our forces enter the temple, it's only a matter of time until our friend pulls the trigger.
A joint strike, committing all of our forces and the Empire's, has a good chance of pushing through the temple and disabling the weapon before it can fire.
An operation like that needs perfect coordination and trust. It might take some doing to get our troops working together at that level.
Perhaps a smaller team would be a better option.
A small team might be able to infiltrate the temple and reach the device before it can be activated, but they'll be facing some steep odds.
You have led the mission this far. Our victory is within reach. We'll let you decide how best to achieve it. Revan's spirit.
Are we ready?
All teams report ready. You've done very well. All of the soldiers here look up to you. Imperial and Republic both.
Let's proceed.
All units, move out. All units report success. The weapon has been shut down and all Revanites neutralized. Only one more left to deal with.
Ivan told us where Revan might go. The Emperor's final sanctuary.
We've got speeders prepped. You won't be facing him alone.
Then let's begin.
Your entire army's barely managed to drive me back. You think you'll be able to face me without them?
The Force is not my only ally.
Shae Vizsla?
Wouldn't miss a fight this good.
Bring as many fools as you like. You won't stop what must be done.
You don't know what you're doing. The Emperor is too powerful.
No, not any longer. I have set my will against this creature for centuries. Only I can destroy him.
But you aren't Revan.
Who else could do what I've done? Who else would have the strength to come this far? I am Revan, and I will complete the work I started so long ago.
I spoke to Revan's spirit. You can't be him.
Lies! You have been deceived.
Can't you see what you've become? Your hatred and regrets are consuming you.
My own flesh and blood standing against me. The depths of his corrupting influence are endless. I will waste no more time. This must end now!
What's happening?
Impossible! The ritual hasn't even begun.
The deaths you've caused, the war you've fueled, it is all mine. This galaxy is mine. It's time I claimed it once more.
Is everyone all right?
We're fine.
That was him.
The Emperor.
We stopped Revan. How is that possible?
He did not assume a physical form or possess a body, and he left as soon as he appeared. None of it makes sense.
Still packs a punch.
The General is entirely misinformed, Your Eminence. A few coats of paint, and I'll be ready for the Lunar Gala.
Looks like we weren't the only survivors.
I still don't understand. This looks like Revan, but so did the spirit.
All truth is revealed with time.
I've failed.
As have I. So many centuries. The Emperor and his dread masters, trying to wrench me apart, to unleash my anger and hatred. I detached myself from the pain, focused on the Force.
You hid behind Jedi platitudes. You weren't strong enough to survive the torture or the battle in the Foundry. I faced them. I survived them.
You've carried on, dragging the remains of a body that should have long since faded to dust. Hatred fueled cunning, but burned out all wisdom. Without me, you could not see.
Strength is useless without wisdom to guide it.
We need to repair what the Emperor has done. I am whole again. But there is much to do. The Emperor has returned. Steel yourselves against what will come.
Let's get back to base camp. He was right. We have a lot to do.
Your actions are confusing, to say the least. I don't appreciate being left in the dark.
Does the Supreme Commander share these concerns, Chancellor?
He does not, but that is hardly...
The two of us have been fighting this war for quite some time now. We know what we're doing, and we appreciate your trust in us.
Just as I'll appreciate being informed when your fleet is back in position, so rush out.
I guess ignoring the boss runs in the family.
Ignoring Suresh is always a good idea.
Never knew you were so political.
Our forces are preparing to launch.
I should make sure ours are ready to do the same.
It's strange. The next time we meet, our circumstances will be
quite different.
Well, don't take it personally, but I'm hoping that you'll never see me again.
And I'll hope that I do. I'm glad we could put aside our differences and achieve so much. It's been quite interesting.
You don't have to go back, Lana. You aren't like them.
I appreciate the invitation, but the Empire is my home. Until next time. Well, our time has come, even sooner than I'd feared. Revan is gone. We've accomplished what we set out to do. But now we have an entirely new problem, and no truce to face it.
I'm not afraid of the Emperor. He'll be taken care of soon enough.
I wish I shared your optimism. What's next for the illustrious Jedi? It sounded as though your Grand Master is about to become quite busy.
I will go wherever the Council decides I'm needed. That's the life of a Jedi.
We aren't so different after all. I'm not at all sure what my future holds. But the future doesn't have to start for a while yet. For now, I'd like to make the most of the present.
There's nothing I'd like more.
I'm going to miss you.
I'm gonna miss you too, Lana.
Farewell.
Well, quite a ride, huh? Revan's down, the conspiracy's over. I even got my job back. Wonders never cease.
The Emperor still managed to come back. I'd call that a mixed result at best.
We did everything we possibly could have. Come on, we better go check up on the bosses.
The Imperials are leaving a small force of volunteers behind to watch for any further activity from the Revanites or the Emperor. We'll be doing the same.
As it happens, Jakaro and I have received several lucrative business offers. Various acquaintances made on Rishi, nothing to concern yourselves with. That being said, we have sincerely enjoyed our time with you and would gladly provide our services again at any time.
Why go work with someone else? I'd be happy to have you stick around and join my crew.
A tempting offer. Farewell.
There's more for us to discuss.
If this situation with the Revanites has proven anything, it's the value of having eyes and ears outside of the Republic. You've done good work as a licensed privateer. The SIS wants you to be able to go even further. This card is programmed with authorization codes from the director of the SIS himself. Complete immunity from Republic prosecution of any kind. Take any job you can find if you think it might lead to information on the Emperor and his followers. I mean it.
This has to be the best reward I've ever gotten for a job. I can't decide where to go first.
Just remember that only works for Republic security forces. You get arrested on some unaligned planet nobody's heard of, you're on your own.
We're attempting to calculate where the Emperor might have gone, but we don't know enough about his capabilities to determine anything for sure.
While we get the task force up and running, we're gonna need you out there acting on your own. Follow every lead you can find.
And remember, the threat of the Empire remains. They will not hesitate to use this situation to gain an advantage over us. Until the Emperor is destroyed for good, the entire galaxy is in danger. We must be ready.